It left the buds on the peonies, but ripped the top off the next tree. A storm that could splinter a 2x6 left the fuzz on the dandelions. The Robbins house was spared, the Douglases wasn't. Compare the hosta to the hickory and witness vivid proof of Mother Nature's power and her precision. She could destroy these 8 condominiums off Lake Panorama while sparing the life of 88-year-old Walt Bramer.
I was watching TV until he got to 2 miles south of Guthrie Center, and then I got up.
There was no basement, so Bramer headed to the middle of the house.
Walking from this direction, and I get in here, and I just plop myself up next to the glass, and this is where I stood.
The storm ripped apart the structure, and then the rain poured over him.
No electricity, and I'm here with a flashlight trying to see a ceiling. I couldn't see any ceiling.
He says he lost 75% of his belongings, but seems to have saved 100% of his good spirit.
You know, it happened, so I got out of it with my life, so I feel pretty lucky.
For such a furious storm, it was oddly selective. Mother Nature's unforgettable Mother's Day, showing might and mercy alike.
That's right.
911, Des Moines Police.
Dispatch. People call us every day.
Des Moines Police, hello.
Not because they want to tell me that their child, got an A on a report card.
He's got a semi-automatic AR-15 and he is just lighting this place up.
I don't get happy calls.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I get calls for people wanting help.
Stay in your house and lock your doors, okay? All right, we're on the way. Thank you.
And you have to know how to focus and keep calm in situations that some other people may unravel in.
At any given moment,
911.
This is the life of a Des Moines 911 emergency dispatcher.
You can go from just total boredom to almost organized chaos in this room.
No two calls are alike, some more dramatic than others, but they answer each one the same.
911, Des Moines Police.
So we spent 24 hours in dispatch.
5976.
During that time period, no major calls came through, but we did notice a pattern. In the morning, callers were just waking up.
Complaint of a rooster that's crowing there.
And by the afternoon and evening,
I'd like to say for Third Watch, we're 8 hours consistently busy.
things picked up. Call takers averaging 200 calls apiece.
A whole bunch of cells of shots fired.
And it sounded like 2 different guns.
That they happened right in front of his house.
What direction did they come from?
Last year, the dispatch received more than 180,000 calls. 19-year dispatch veteran Angie Tabor says the majority of those calls were pocket dials, wrong numbers, or non-emergencies.
An emergency to you is totally different than emergency for me, so you have to gauge that.
Copy.
Call takers spend 5.5 months training, then are placed on a year-long probation period. And like any job, it quickly becomes second nature.
When I had a home phone, I'd sometimes answer at Des Moines Police Department when I got home.
But with it comes fatigue and stress, a job with little reward.
It really is, because we're behind the scenes, we're behind the phone.
A difficult part about being a dispatcher is never meeting the person on the other end of the line.
She's about to deliver, I think, because I was going to take her to the car, but I think it's too late. She thinks the baby's almost there.
All right, let's calm down. We can do this together, okay?
Mother of 3, Danielle Huffman, says birthing calls happen often, but this one was different.
Can you see how close the baby is to being born?
Danielle coached a nervous dad.
Is she having a contraction?
Yes, she's having contractions. She's coming now.
Have her push. Tell her to push.
Through his wife's delivery.
Are you dad?
Yes, I'm
That's so wonderful. Congratulations, sir.
Goodness.
Finally putting a face with a voice.
I feel fortunate that I got to help him deliver his son. It is rewarding.
A reward few and far between each ring.
Okay, just sit down.
And we don't always know the outcome of every single one of them because we've already moved on to another exciting call. Okay, we'll get somebody up there to speak with you.
Serving as our lifeline.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
in which they're ready to answer.
I like helping people. I like trying to figure things out, and that's part of this job.
Jody Whitworth, Channel 13 News.
We're going to start in just a second on lane 2, which is the middle lane. This is the up-down skee ball league.
It's fun. It reminds me of being a little kid.
It's a game from the past that not many people play anymore.
Gives us something to do on a Monday night.
We play a mixture of just regular rounds and then blindfolded rounds and rounds with your opposite hand and things like that.
My technique is the fewest number of moving parts as possible.
I think you just line up in the center and throw it.
You know, it's the camaraderie.
Skee ball isn't a game that you normally play, you know, especially not in a bar.
It's a simple game that anybody can play. You don't have to train real hard or anything. You can just have some beers with some fellas and you know, go out and enjoy it.
I used to play this when I was a kid at Chuck E. Cheese, so to be able to do that, but in like this fun, somewhat competitive, just like collegiate atmosphere down here is a lot of fun.
It's something that everybody can play and have a good time at.
To be elected, the candidate has to receive a majority of the vote.
Delegates would pick that candidate in a political game of survival.
Go to Washington to tell the truth.
The candidates each tried to stand out.
I've got 2 right here. Here you go. You need one?
Then the delegates voted to see which candidates actually did. The candidate with the fewest votes got eliminated. Joe Grandinette was the first one out.
I have just one question. Where were you a couple of ballots ago?
Robert Kramer became the next.
Now, the real drama here happens between the speeches and between the voting. It's for all of those 513 delegates sitting out in these chairs.
They try to figure out as alliances start to form among the candidates just in case.
Monty Shaw, 56. David Young, 36.
David Young started working the room. He stood in 4th place, the closest to becoming the person eliminated in the next round. He had only half the votes current first-place finisher Brad Zahn had.
This is an incredible journey.
Zahn would find predicting a convention's journey is tough.
We need to choose the best nominee for our party and our values.
Remember, Robert Kramer dropped out, so his supporters had to move on to someone.
As your Secretary of State, you know me.
Matt Schultz made his pitch for them, hoping to seize the moment. But after the next round of voting,
2 for Kramer, 4 for Shaw, 2 for Young, 4 for Zahn.
He'd failed to win over enough of them. What Schultz did next stunned many in the room.
I just want you to know there's a lot of good people running. But I want all of you to know how much I respect David Young.
Schultz endorsed Young, not the front-runner Zahn, and that changed everything.
That hurt me. Certainly didn't see that coming.
Then Monty Shaw was going. He was eliminated after the next round. That made this 6-man contest a 2-man battle at the end. Young kept reaching for more support. Zahn had finished first on primary night and led every single round leading up to this 5th and final round. His home county of Polk was supposed to be his stronghold, but its final total signaled the final shocking surprise. Zahn didn't win it.
David Young, 126. Brad Zahn, 126.
Young's parents reached for their son. He had just clinched this nomination in a convention few here will ever forget.
It's not bad to be people's second or third choice. Second or third best friend, I guess.
Now he's his party's first choice for November. In Urbandale, Dave Price, Channel 13 News.
Slowpokes, here we go.
Like any run,
You're first.
there's a starting line,
About a quarter mile. It's not very far at all.
and there are lots of interesting characters.
Chiller whales.
Hockey roosters. Some of these people are ultra marathoners.
Thumbs up means you're good to go.
20 miles. Pick me up in 20 miles.
It's good to see you.
Others are just regular folks.
We're running with a small elite group.
They've all signed up for an event that's like nothing else in the country.
There's a little technicality to the whole thing. Go!
Relay Iowa may have a starting line and a finish line like any other run, but
We're going to be running overnight twice.
it is the only 2-night overnight relay. The running never stops. 194 people on 18 teams are running border to border,
This is where ours gets interesting.
covering 339 miles in 60 hours or less.
This is kind of like climbing Everest or something. Nobody cares how long it took you. They just bragging rights to say I did it.
Each team decides just how tough it will be. The maximum number of runners on a team is 12. That means each person will run more than 28 miles. How it's broken up is up to them.
He's running 6 hilly miles right now.
We got 9 more runners after me, and then it starts up with me again. I got a 9-mile run next.
By the time the sun's coming up on day 2, bodies are starting to break down.
I'm feeling my shins.
Your body's starting to shut down. My legs are tightening up between runs.
This whole race doesn't feel good. I haven't felt good since I started.
Physically, you can be in the best shape of your life. Mentally, you have to be able to keep going no matter what.
But the brain also breaks down when it's not getting any sleep.
Let's just call it 125 miles to go.
You take what you can get. I mean, I took a 20-minute nap.
Legs a little tired. The hills yesterday killed us.
Fatigue may be part of what leads to this.
Relay Iowa, go! You have to be. You have to be nuts to do this.
During the day, the scenery helps the miles go by.
For me, it's the countryside. It's beautiful.
At night, it's a different story.
I am in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even sure where I'm at right now.
You hear noises. You hear animals coming for you. Bullfrogs. Keep you company.
Go, 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 go! Car!
I didn't train enough for this.
I think this is the first night that we're really starting to feel running on fumes.
Something other than training and mental toughness is keeping people going at this point.
At the end of the day, we're running for the kids in Africa, and it's a great cause. So something you can feel good about.
You see, even though Relay Iowa has a starting line
This is more than a run.
and a finish line,
Yeah, it's super cool. It's a really good cause.
Great job, guys!
it doesn't just span Iowa. It spans the globe.
The goal of them isn't just to feed and clothe the kids. It's to hopefully help break the cycle of AIDS and death.
Because at least 10% of the people in South Africa have the disease, and millions of children have been orphaned.
All of us are small-town Iowa folk, born and raised, and just all come together and do something we love to help other people.
Just by running, they're raising money for an orphanage started by Iowans.
This is Kamahelo. Kamahelo is 9. He's our oldest boy. You say hi?
Hi, Iowa! It's not often people get to meet the kids they're helping.
Can you see that out there?
When those kids are half a world away.
Thank you, Nana's. Good job.
And these faces make the shin splints, the lack of sleep,
All right.
and sheer madness all worth it.
You're glad it's done, but in a way you wish it wasn't done.
You know that all these things, something good comes out of it. Not only for you, but for somebody else.
They're yet another reason Relay Iowa isn't just any other run.
The cause is much bigger than that. It's much bigger than the state of Iowa. It's a much bigger picture.